Greetings, Glitter Gang, and happy Thursday. This is the second part of the Thursday, June 30th show. In the previous half of the show, we created this pocket. This is a pocket here. 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 Flip it open. We're going to decorate, put something cool there. Photo mat, photo mat. Photo mat, photo mat, photo mat, photo mat. Okay, so let's start with the photo mats and knock them out. And then think about how we want to decorate this. All right, I know I have photo mats printed already. Okay. 1, 2, 3. So I have 3 and I need three more. So we only have to cut 1 sheet. So I'm just going to go around the outside. Since when I tried to go around the inside, they didn't work. Yeah, the only finger I have in common with the bride is our thumbs. That's the only finger size she and I share. So the only one I would be able to use would be the thumb, unfortunately. Because her fingernail width, they're all very close to each other. So like her thumb and my thumb are both a 0. But my middle finger is like a 4 and her middle finger is a 1. And then these are a 6, a 5 or a 6 or something like that. Oh no, this is an 8, this is a 6, this is a 5. Okay, so 0, 6, 5, 6, 8. And on the bride, it's 0, 2, 1, 2, 4. So just no overlap at all. No overlap at all. You can measure your nail to get your fingernail size, but what most places recommend is actually that you just whatever nail is going to be used, that you just size with those actual nails, because there is some variation in between. Like I have one set of nails where my thumb is a 0 and my pinky is an 8, and then I have one set of nails where my thumb is a 1 and my pinky is a 9, for example. So okay, so I'm just going to finish taping the backs of these. And then we'll go from there. But at least we'll have quite a few photos. Pat says, now I know for sure I would never do any of this stuff. There you go. There you go. All right, these three don't have any tape, so I'm just going to go ahead and do a little quick little tape chain with them. Oh. Okay, I'm going to trim off that top bit. This one's long, hopefully. Exactly, just like shoes and clothing, every brand is different. Exactly. So one of the things that happened during the 1/9 is that nail artists started selling their nail designs already painted on full-size fingernails so that people could glue on manicures at home. And that's a trend that has continued since, and I think is here to stay. And a lot of them, what they will recommend is for their Etsy shop that you order a nail sizing kit. So they send you a set of their exact nails that they use, and then you can try them on at home. And then when you order nails from them, you know what sizes to order. Because every brand of nail is different, so depending on what brand of nail they use, then you may be, like I said, in most brands my thumb is a 0, but there is one brand where my thumb is a 1. So all right, so this one that's a little long, I'm going to go ahead and take it over to my big trimmer and just trim it real quickly. And then we'll lay these down and then get to work on the decorating. Well, while I was there Sunday night, I haven't even finished telling the whole story of all the wedding stuff that did happen, but Sunday night, so the last wedding thing was Sunday morning, which was the farewell brunch. And then Sunday night, I had dinner with my roommate from college. She was my roommate 3 out of 4 years. And she lives in Sammamish. So she drove into Seattle so we could have dinner Sunday night. And then my flight left early Monday morning. I actually had to leave for the airport at 4:50 in the morning. So that was super fun. So, but anyway, we had dinner. Now, why am I bringing her up? Oh, thumb sucking. She told me they now have... dentists have a thing they can put in your kid's mouth to stop them sucking their thumb very quickly and easily. And so they did that with their daughter. They have a daughter who was a thumb sucker, and it was going to cause a problem with her palate. And so they put this, it goes in the palate, the upper palate, and it makes it so you can't actually get any suction when you go to suck your thumb. So they put their thumb in their mouth and they go to suck and it doesn't feel good. So then they just don't. They just stop. And they just stop on their own. And she said that it worked. Your nails break and split easily. My recommendation always, if you want to strengthen your nails, is jojoba oil. That is the only oil molecule small enough to penetrate the nail bed. And it's the primary ingredient in all nail oil. So anything marketed as nail oil is going to be primarily jojoba oil for that reason. But a bottle of jojoba oil is way less expensive than a bottle of nail oil. So Ella says, can I get one to stop me from eating at all times? I know, I need one of those. That's what I need. That's what I need. I don't need the stop sucking your thumb one. I need the stop snacking away one. The de-snackifier. So Kitty is back on her diet, and she is trying to murder us with her mind, but she has lost weight, so she's it's at least working, so she's not being tortured for no reason. Yeah, so okay, so then the wedding, the best place to put the jojoba oil is right here. So right there, because that's where the nail grows from. That's where the nail starts. It starts under the skin right here. So what I do is I put a drop on each finger like that, and then I rub it in this direction from the knuckle over the nail. So kind of massage it into the nail bed and over the nail like that. That's how I do it. And you can do it on an unpolished nail, and if your nails are polished, you can also still do it, because it can still go around the edges of the polish through the skin and all that. It can still hit the nail, but just put it here if you have nail polish as well. That'll still work. All right, so there you go. Okay, now we are all set. We've got all the photo parts done. Let me just throw some tape on the back here. For sticking it in the book, and then we'll work on pattern paper and whatnot. Yeah, well, if you do have a nail that splits right down the middle, starting back here may help it grow out stronger. And then the main thing that you may notice if you do this is that your nails get more flexible, and that is what you want. Your nails to be more bendy, less breaky. Oh, I wonder if there's like a genetic component, Kathleen. Like if it runs in families or anything like that. I don't know, because we're all nail biters in my family. Like my uncle's a nail biter. My sister and I are nail biters. Even my parents are occasional nail biters. So like thumb sucking is not a thing that any of us did, but we all did nail biting. So I wonder if, I wonder if you're like, if there's genetic predisposition to one or the other, because it's not like he learned in the womb from somebody else in the family. So it's at least possibly partially nature versus 100% nurture. All right. Yeah, I have an uncle who's such a dedicated nail biter that he gets a manicure once a week because it's just the only way to not do it. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to work on our pattern paper. So we have 2 areas to decorate, and I just have this sitting on the page it's going to go on because I just want to keep that in mind. We need to decorate this panel and then to decorate our pockets. So let's start there. Now the wedding was beautiful, of course. You know, I've never quite seen anything exactly like it. I mean, all of the I'm just going through the scraps and I'm trying to think of maybe what to put down as the base. I kind of like that. That's a different direction. I don't know if I like that as much, especially because I'd probably have to put it like that. Just going through my scraps. I think I'm going to go with that plaid, and then I'm going to look in that journaling sort of in this tray where I have all my kind of larger embellishments. Let's look and see what we... Let's look in here. You're too lazy to do your own nails or to have them done. I don't like having my nails done. I don't enjoy having my nails done for me, but I don't mind doing my own. Like I like to, you know, listen. I'll listen to an audiobook or I'll watch a TV show. I kind of like this You're Just My Type one. Although this one with the balloon, I think... Ooh, or this one with the... Let's do the one with the bike. Let's do the bicycle. Yes, there we go. All right. Now I wonder if I should put that over top of it. I kind of... Okay, let's not overthink things. Let's not overthink things. I like having my nails done in the sense that I like, you know, the effect and whatever, but there's something about, I don't know, sitting in the chair. I'm always very uncomfortable. I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to take a piece, and we're going to cut a piece of this that's 4 1/4 by 8 5/8. 4 1/4 by 8 5/8. Not 4 1/4. Yes, 5 1/4. 5 1/4, not 4 1/4. By 8 7/8. All right, and then let's ink. But I've gotten good enough at doing my nails. Now I can usually get exactly what I want at home. And I do them in stages, so I'm not sitting up for hours and hours on end, you know. So I'll often work on a set of nails just a few minutes here and there over the course of several days. But all right, so I'm going to go ahead and stick this down. But yeah, I hope to post some pictures from the wedding. I do have one picture of myself just standing in front of the area where the vow exchange took place. But it was a round stage and all the chairs were around it. And then the way that the greenery was done was that there was like a wheel, like a very large like wagon wheel type of thing that was done. What was I going to say? It was like a wagon wheel, a very large wagon wheel, suspended from the ceiling over where they were going to be standing. It was like a round dais. And hanging from it was all this greenery, like they gave it like a Spanish moss kind of effect. Okay? And then hidden in those vines, there were hooks. And so when the bridesmaids came out, there were 7 of them. When the bridesmaids came out, they each came out with a lantern, and the lanterns all had hooks, and the lanterns all hung from hooks that were hidden within these vines. And so what it ended up doing was framing that area where they would be standing in these lanterns in these vines. Very cool effect. It looked beautiful. If the wedding was in a Lifetime movie, the wagon wheel would have fallen and killed the groom. Oh my gosh. And so in the center of the dais, they had like an old wine keg or some very large barrel of some kind, and that's where they were standing, and everything was placed that they would need, like where the rings were and all that kind of stuff. And they stood on either side of that. So it all had a very kind of cool look to it. But I just remember looking at it and thinking, you know, you got to pay a lot of money for someone who thinks of this and to execute it. And I was like, and the poor bridesmaids, like, trying to remember which lantern went on which hook because they all had different heights they had to hang out and stuff. I was like, imagine being a bridesmaid and being like, wait, which hook is mine? Which hook is mine? So, Gretchen. Why did they choose the Amazon place? I think it just happened that a lot of the places that they were going were kind of within Amazon's sphere of influence, because the bride works for Apple, so it's not like it was an Amazon wedding. All right, there we go. Maybe they did color code them and it was so subtle I didn't notice. That could very well be what happened. I'm just gonna go around this piece in black pen just to help it pop a little bit so it doesn't get totally lost. I'm going to do the same with the line that those are hanging from. Let's go ahead and there we go. Little extra oomph. They probably did have some kind of color coding or something, because I remember just thinking when they were all walking in that there is no way I would remember what particular vine I was supposed to hang a lantern from. So, how funny. Okay. All right, so now we've got the inside done. So now we're going to move on to here, which is where we're going to be doing the bulk of our decorating, or at least our matting. So I'm going to use that piece from earlier that I thought about using and then decided not to use. This one. I think I'm going to use it here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a piece that's the same size as if I was just matting this. So in this case, it's 5 1/4 by 8 5/8. 5 1/4 by 8 5/8. Okay. All right, so that size. Okay, so now what we need to do is we just need to figure out where we're going to make our slit, because we're going to cut a slit out of the middle of this so that it's going to have like 2 little legs and they're going to go down. So we just need to measure from here to here and then subtract 1/8 of an inch for, you know. All right, so it's basically 2 3/4. So 2 5/8 in is where we're going to draw our little slit. So I'm going to just line this up on my desk on one of the lines on my mat. And then I'm going to line the 2 5/8 inch mark up with that same line. And then I'm going to draw a line right down the middle. Okay, then this is 8 5/8 wide, so I need to find the center, and because it's the measurement is in 1/8, in order to find the center, that's going to be a 1/16. So rather than try and figure that out, I'm just going to line this up on my scoreboard. I'm going to center it on my scoreboard. And that's going to tell me where the center is, and then I can bring my ruler over and draw the center. All right, so what needs to be removed is this T, the leg of this T, okay? All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to line this up on my mat so that this vertical T bit is partway between this line and the 1/8 next to it, okay? And then I'm going to cut, I'm going to put the 1/8 line on my ruler, and then I'm going to cut from here to the edge. And then I'll hold it up so you can kind of see it. But anyway, so it was very, very beautiful. But, all right, so that way I'm cutting, okay, so there you see the line, and then I'm cutting like 1/16 of an inch over. And then I'm going to do the same thing and repeat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove like a whole 1/8 of an inch section. So it's going to take out like a chunk, okay? And the reason I need to, I want to remove an 1/8 of an inch section from the center is because I want it to be easier to get this down in there. And I may have to widen it, but we shall see. Oh, I don't actually have to widen it. So there we go. So now it looks fully lined like if you were to lift and look in, it's lined all the way down with one sheet. So we have the effect of it being fully lined, but we're covering all of those tabs so that we're not seeing all those flips and flaps where we attached things. Okay, so that's why I like to take the time to do it after the fact, to just give myself a little extra bit of time, because it is such a nice effect. Okay, so where I'm going to put the tape is across the top on the outsides, and then I'm just going to put a little bit of tape right above where that crack is. The other thing that was kind of difficult for me over the course of the wedding is that Seattle inexplicably was in the middle of like a little mini heat wave while I was there. So, you know, the last time I had checked the 10-day forecast or whatever, it was supposed to be in the 70s, and I was really looking forward to, you know, low humidity 70s weather, because, you know, I don't get a lot of that living where I live. And then I get there and it was hotter there than in Tampa when I landed. Hotter there than in Tampa when I landed. So now the humidity wasn't as extreme, but it was, they don't have, air conditioning's not as much of a thing there. It's not ubiquitous central air in Seattle. So like the wedding venue was not air conditioned. Just as an example of places that were not air conditioned. So, and I was so hot for so long, for so many hours at a time. I don't remember the last time I was that hot for that many hours at a time. Oh my gosh. It was nuts. It was nuts. So yeah, apparently it's not hot often, like not extremely hot often enough there that every place has central air. Now, thankfully the hotel had central air. All right, so now because it's stuck down on the sides, the wedding party, I can't imagine. I mean, the men especially in their tuxes. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. They just, so it was so hot. It was so hot. It was so hot. I felt so bad. All right, so now I'm going to do something more bold, like here, and then we'll do something cute right there. So just going to continue looking at our scraps. I can hear a really bad thunderstorm rolling in as well. I might do the cameras. We'll see. So I think I may just preemptively, let's do this. The today. Let's do the today here and here and do the cameras on the triangle. Yeah, the bridal party must have been roasting. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. In order to get the right triangular shape for this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this down to 8 5/8, and then we'll trace this opening so that we can get the right triangle shape. Okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and slide this in. I'm not, oh, it might be too long actually. Well, that's okay. I'm just going to slide it in until it bumps into something, and then line it up with this opposite edge so that I know it's straight. And then I'll trace it with a pencil. I can send that rain to Texas anytime. I would. We need rain in Florida though, so I'll send any extra. I'll send any extra we've got. Okay, so I've got that triangle shape traced. You need rain in California too. Now you guys can't fight over my extra rain. Okay, so we'll all have to just share. But yeah. When I lived in Miami, there was a thunderstorm every afternoon pretty much. So that's pretty common in Florida. All right, so this should fit right in here. Oh my gosh, and it does. Looky there. Looky there. Okay, it's going to be hard to see because we don't have these matted yet, but it's there. It's there, it's there, it's there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a Post-it and kind of temporarily just use the Post-it to stick it down right here so I can trace like where I need to trim for the bottom. Okay, so I'm just gonna, with a pencil, just kind of draw a line, and then I can pull this off and then line that up on my desk. And then trim. All right, so then this should just fit right on there, which it does. Nice, nice. All right, so now I'm just gonna tape the back of this and then ink it up. And then I'll just trim this excess tape. And the reason I went over the edge is because I want to make sure my little skinny corners have tape, plenty of tape, because there's just not a lot of paper on those little triangular corners. But yeah, people ask me what I thought of the weather, and I said, I mean, it's the same as home, except I'm more miserable because you guys don't have air conditioning. So now the feels like temperature was very different because like in Tampa, it can be 91 degrees. So it was like 91 degrees in Tampa and it was 93 degrees in Seattle. But in Seattle, it felt like 93 degrees, and in Tampa, it felt like 110 degrees because of the humidity in Tampa. So, you know, I was probably, you know, less miserable than I would have been if I'd been in Tampa without air conditioning, but I'm rarely without air conditioning in Tampa. So, all right. So now we've got our camera piece on. Okay, so for these pieces, we have to figure out like what size. Oh, no, we don't. It's 4 1/4. So I'm going to cut 2 4 1/4 strips of this. All right, so now what I'm going to do is these are ultimately going to go here, okay? They're going to go there, all right? But I'm going to put them actually here to cut them. Or not to cut them, but to mark them for where they're going to be cut. All right. So these I'm going to mark with a pen because I'm going to be removing the mark that I make. Oops, because I'm going to come down about 1/8 of an inch. All right. So I've got that one. And then I need to put this one up here. Make sure you get all the way down to the bottom. Okay. All right. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to cut 1/8 of an inch off this top edge and 1/8 of an inch off this bottom edge. So I'm going to start with this top edge. Just going to line that line I just traced up with one of the lines on my desk. And then I'm going to, I'm going to twist it because I need to come in this way. Okay, so I'm lining this up with a line on my desk, and now I'm going to line the 1/8 inch line from my ruler up. All right, and then this should fit right in here. Yeah, it does. I just need to remove 1/8 of an inch from this little bottom edge as well. So I'm just gonna okay. All right, so yes. It totally fits perfectly right in that space. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. So once again, oh, I nudged it out of place. That's okay. So going to come in 1/8 of an inch. All right, so that's done. Then we're going to whip it around and come in 1/8 of an inch. All right, and then it should slide right in here. Oh, well, I mean, look what we did. Look what we did, everyone. Look what we just did. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. So, I am going to, we're going to tape and ink and get those stuck down, and then go ahead and put this in our book. All right, so I did those sides, and again, I went up over because I want to make sure my corners are cut. So we're going to tape, and then we're going to ink and stick down. And then that'll finish us up for this afternoon. And like I said, I will post on Facebook if we're doing a show tonight. I think I'll just say no. Let me just be smart about this, because I can feel a headache coming on. I got my messed up shoulder. I still haven't recovered from the wedding. Let me just say, you know, I'll just take tonight. We made progress in the book, thankfully. We didn't have any major catastrophes. So let's not press our luck, all right? Let's not have me push myself until I can't walk tomorrow or something stupid like that. I will just rest tonight, and then next week I'll be back to normal. If I'm not back to normal, I want a refund on my body. Where do I go for body refunds? Does anyone know how I turn this one in and get a fresh one? Where's the warranty? Where's the warranty? How do I... Yeah, whatever normal is. Whatever normal is. Yeah, I never bought the extended warranty. I never bought the extended warranty, and now I'm regretting it. Can someone please speak with me about my extended warranty? Exactly, Gretchen. Exactly, Gretchen. The parts wear out. The parts wear out. The parts wear out. Ugh, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. This turned out so great. This turned out so great. Now, we are in the 100 critical days of summer. I've mentioned this many times. So there are as many accidents and injuries in between Memorial Day and Labor Day as there are the rest of the year. This weekend is going to be a big one. Everyone, please be safe. Stay hydrated. Don't drink and drive. Call cabs for people. Don't explode things while intoxicated, etc., etc. All right? Please be kind and don't require a trip to the emergency room. Don't drink and use an X-Acto knife. Don't drink and explode a rocket. Don't drink and drive. Please just be careful this weekend. If you're outdoors a lot, make sure you wear your sunscreen. Drink plenty of water. Don't drink and swim. Don't drink and swim. Yeah, please just be careful. I would love to see all of you back here next week, safe and sound. It will be July 7th. You can all wish me a happy birthday. And with that said, have a wonderful afternoon and a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.